Hey, what up? Good evening, family. This is Joe checking in for the No Picks podcast.
What up, family? It's Ty.
Special guest, your man Gio. What's
What's
going
good,
on?
Gio?
Good to
Chilling,
have you
baby,
back, bro.
chilling,
Good
man.
to have you
Good to
back.
have you back, bruh.
Thanks for having me, brothers. Thanks for having me. We in this joint.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, we're gonna, for the audience, we're gonna react or discuss a recent shooting that happened in Philly, a Philadelphia shooting. There were some riots that took place recently, because the case with the police officer was dismissed. So we'll play a snippet, and then we're just gonna react and have a conversation about what transpired and stuff like that. So, let's get active. Let the clip. All right, here we go.
Well, we did see looting across the city at stores from Center City to Port Richmond to North and West Philadelphia.
Hank, what do you have? A right boot, a Nike one, brand new. It's still got the tag on it. If we had a left one, we'd be in business. But that's apparently what looters were thinking up here at Cottman and Bustleton last night as they ran through the front doors. The place closed at 8 o'clock. Apparently, there were still people available. There's no smashed windows. This is JD Sports. Again, Bustleton and Cottman. Looters running through here last night at T-Mobile. A stone's throw away from here. Get to more of that in a minute, though. Philly police say it was just before 8 p.m. last night that they stopped a group wearing all black and masks over at Chestnut and 17th. They say at the same time they heard 911 calls going off at the Foot Locker right there on Chestnut between 16th and 17th. You see the spider web in the front door and the same kind of chaos inside of there. The shoe store was ransacked. Tons of inventory stolen. It's about 10 minutes after that, and police grabbed one adult in that Foot Locker looting. About 15 minutes later, Lululemon over on Walnut between 16th and 17th got hit as well. Police say they arrested several people coming out of that store, and as they're doing that, the alarm goes off at the Apple store several blocks away over on Walnut. Some of this video, you can clearly see people running around in there, grabbing whatever they can, running for the door, not caring about the anti-theft protections on most Apple devices. But holy moly, what a night. Here's what interim police commissioner John Stanford had to say, and he is not tolerating it.
These were not protesters. These were criminals. These were people that took advantage of an opportunity. And again, looking to destroy our city. And I say that because everybody in this city should be angry. Everybody that.
All right, I'm gonna stop it there because we definitely got enough context from that little clip. But so that happened what, yesterday or a couple days ago, like super recently.
Yeah,
That was like
I don't
last
know.
night, I think.
it was
I
last
think it
night.
was
Yeah,
like less,
Yeah, that
like
was last
super
night.
fresh. Like this was like
Yeah, less than
last
24
night.
hours ago. Yeah.
So so we'll just open it up to the audience. Like I said initially, this is not the first or the last. That there was a police shooting and then riots happened shortly after.
right.
So yeah, let's just talk about the case and what happened and what led to this and just some thoughts on that. Like, so no, Gio, like me and Ty had talked about this a little bit before we wanted to make a video about it. Like, do you know about the case? Have you seen the body cam footage?
Yeah, I
Like,
seen. I'm as aware as like the general
yeah,
public is in
okay,
terms of just I saw the footage. I knew that there was like a different report that came out earlier on and all of that good stuff. So I'm pretty like
okay,
I'm aware of it.
cool. So for the audience, for Eddie Irizarry Jr., Puerto Rican individual, was shot and killed by a police officer. The case was dismissed yesterday, and then
White cop.
yeah, it was two white officers. The one who killed him was a white cop. There's body cam footage. It's been up for a few weeks now. Yesterday, the judges dismissed the case, and then there were subsequent riots. So um, the footage, Ty. So Ty had, I mean,
I haven't seen it.
so these riots are happening because of the dismissal of the case, right? So so the audience has a little more context. There is body cam footage. I have seen it. I saw it a few times because I had to be like, well, what does it show in the footage? You know what I mean? Like if there's going to be like what happened, and yeah, it was bad. It was bad. The officer pulled up to the car, knocked on the window a few times, and then just fired off rounds. Like I don't know if he emptied the whole clip, but he just fired off rounds. It was almost like instant.
Could
Um,
you see what he saw? Like in the body cam,
he
like
You could see the guy Eddie in the car sitting down. What we know now is that he did have a knife, and he did have it like somewhere in his lap. But the windows were rolled up. He wasn't trying to get out of the car. He was sitting in his car, and he wasn't given much time to react. Honestly, like it was like almost instant. Like it was like, damn, like really, like was your life in that much danger that you shot? Like he shot like maybe 6 or 7 times into the car, as he was backing away from the car, and then the guy was just dead. And then he shot him. Then they put him in the car, the police car. They took Eddie, put him in the car, took him to the hospital. The guy who shot him, the police, and then his partner stayed there. to just, I guess, wait for backup, or I don't know. He stayed there for whatever reason, but his partner was left there. But the footage is there, and I can say this was bad. This was I did not think this was going to be dismissed based on and they were saying that it was justified. So just open it up, like
I
I don't
mean,
know, riots, everything, thoughts.
I mean, all right. So I didn't see the body cam footage, so I can't speak on specifically like on that aspect of it, right? So I can't say like, well, dude had a point or he didn't have a point. Yeah, I'm not going to speak on that. But what I will say is, what bothers me is that in these situations, when things like this happen, let's just say minorities, right? Normally it's black people, but in this situation, it was a Hispanic dude, minority. Why do we destroy our own shit? It doesn't make any sense to me, bro. Like it when we talked about this when it happened a couple years ago when something similar happened. Dude had
George
a knife.
Floyd.
No, it wasn't George Floyd. It was in Philly. Remember
the young boy.
Young dude got
yeah,
shot with a knife
yeah.
and whatever, and we rioted again and we went crazy. Took all the Jordans. The first thing that has to happen is that like niggas got to get themselves some new Jordans. Like you can't listen. It ain't a riot unless you got some new Jordans on, bro. Like we got to understand that like we're really upset. So Foot Locker needs to know that we're upset by taking their inventory. Like that's like the top. That's like riot looting 101 or something. Like they teach that in riot class. Right. Like you need some fresh Jordans. Like go to Foot Locker. But like I said, and it's indiscriminate when we do this and we go out and we lash out because we don't like whatever decisions. It's indiscriminate and like you're trying to get at the man, but you don't care who you could have hit some poppy stores on the way. You could have hit some black owned businesses on the way. People don't care and they don't know. They don't know if these businesses are black owned or Hispanic owned or white owned. People are just trying to destroy shit and take as much shit as they possibly can. What does this have to do with justice? What does this have to do with like if you believe that this person was wrongfully persecuted, how does destroying your own Foot Locker or your own CVS or your own ShopRite help the situation? Right. I never got it. I never can get it. We talked about this back then. I'm like, and then the response you get from people who are cool with it is that, well, they got insurance. Well, fuck it, they got insurance. It's like, bro, that's not like, like, first of all, how many people do you know have a car and are underinsured and they get their shit destroyed and they just kind of just get their medical bills paid for and they still don't have a car? So there's plenty of people who driving around here, or I'm sure who have businesses and all that stuff who don't have insurance. They may not even be white. If you wanted to come at the white man for doing it, they may be a Hispanic or a couple whose insurance lapsed because the shit increased because everybody keep rioting every time something happening. So you're like, it doesn't make any sense. And I don't think they mean it to make sense. I personally think that it's an opportunity to get some free shit in people heads. It's like, you know what, this our version of reparations. So fuck it. Some shit happened. I don't care. If you listen to the news, they talked about it a couple times. They're like, yo, like it's like an organized ring. Like people come in cars, they swoop up, they have like big vans and trucks, get this stuff in there. They organize this, bro. And it's like it's unfortunate, but you destroy your own. How about, okay, if you hate the white man so much, let's just take that as a premise. The white man keep killing us. You hate the white man so much. Go to Cheltenham and do that shit. Go to Cheltenham, go organize in Cheltenham and be like, yo, we're gonna take all this shit in Cheltenham because we hate the white man. Do that. I don't know.
So for me, I did see the footage. I'm gonna try to touch on both. I'm gonna be short. I think people have to realize that guilt in the court of law is different than the court of opinion, right? And so in the court of law, we have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that this thing happened exactly the way we said it happened. In the court of opinion, it is what you think it is. And so with this particular case, from watching the footage, I knew that he was going to get off.
Right.
Just when you look at I don't know how often this happens to y'all. Almost every time I've ever been pulled over, the cop gun is already out.
Right.
I used to have this tinted window car. Every time they gun already out, or they hand on their holster. They're like, "Yo, what you doing? What you got in the car?"
Right.
So people, it frustrates me being a civilian because people often talk about like their interaction with cops, and it's like, all right, well, I'm gonna skip all that. All right, well, the reality of it is I'm aware of the cops too. So I know that if the cop pulling me over, all that going extra blocks, all that like fidgety, all that stuff, I gotta avoid that. And if you look at the footage, he was driving kind of fast. He pulled over fast. He had to back up. I'm not saying he was guilty. No way in
Right.
form or fashion should he had died. But you also got to be aware of like what element you're dealing with. I got to be aware of the cops as much as I got to be aware of like jack boys and actual
Right.
killers and killers out and murderers out here. That's a reality. So I got to know both of them. I got to know how both of them play. So that's in terms of that. In terms of the looting and shit, I think is one of the sadder progressions of the black community because there's this large disconnect of understanding the power in rioting, the power in doing these things. And I think without context, I feel bad for this generation because they don't realize that, like you just said, they just doing it to get Jordans. They just they are so convoluting the the bigger meaning of that expression of frustration, that expression of anger, of disappointment. And they there are people who just they take the opportunity to get stuff. Whereas there's really people who was organized. Like there were protesters who are going to get less fame today because they were actually down there protesting because they think an injustice was handed out. And we know from being in Americans, African Americans, Black Americans, whatever you want to call us, we know from being American that there's a continual pattern of police officers getting off with murdering somebody. That's a fact. There's a trend of that. When we
Right.
see it, we have to look at it with at a full scope and just be like, hey, listen, all right, this we need justice. What are the processes that we got to go to do try that? And I understand being frustrated with the processes because black people have been fighting for the same shit for centuries. Like we talk about civil rights. We just asking y'all to treat us like human beings, like Black Lives Matter. It all goes down to the most basic fundamental like acceptance. Like, hey, just see me as a human being. So we fighting for that. So these like with the shooting, there's that part, but then with the young kids, they don't get it because they don't understand like why. They just see everything to them is like a video or some type of like it's something. It's a history book. It doesn't have any connection to who they are and how they move in the world. And so the loot and shit, the greed, the American greed that they experiencing is fueled by the American consumerism, and then you have this misunderstanding of the African American experience within that. Like, no, when we did that, we were trying to shut down areas that didn't support our community, right? When we were rioting and looting, like you look at like the LA riots where they happened at, it's because like they were the shooting happened there, and it was like, all right, we're gonna destroy these Asian businesses and we're gonna do certain different stuff. Not the Rodney King one when the little girl got shot, but that's it, man. I can keep going, but go ahead, Joe.
No, no. So I'll add to this too, and I'll say, so I saw the clip too, and I said it initially.
You can you
Um,
hear him?
I can't hear.
I
can you
can't
guys
hear
hear me
you.
now?
Oh
Can you
yeah,
guys hear
yeah,
me?
yeah.
I'm sorry about that. I'm just gonna say, I saw the footage, and it's just so interesting to hear your perspective, Gio, because when I had seen it a few times in my mind, I was just like, I as a civilian, I did not recognize a threat. And so now, hearing your perspective, I have to step back and think, okay, how do I empathize and put myself into that officer's position? Seeing the clip, seeing that in my mind as a civilian, I didn't see that this was a situation where he had to fire off 6, 7, 8 bullets into that car, especially for a man who windows was rolled up, wasn't trying to come out. Maybe he didn't know he had a gun. I don't know. So now I don't these conversations frustrate me because I feel like they put us, the civilians, and then the police officers in such an awkward place, in such a
Mm-hmm.
very contentious place, because it's like they have their training, they have what they're supposed to do in certain situations, they have to protect their lives, if they feel like someone's armed or dangerous, or a threat.
Mm-hmm.
And then you also have situations where it's like, did you really have to kill that person? You know what I mean? It doesn't
Mm-hmm.
matter who it is. Like, then as a civilian, I have to ask, like, was that person's death necessary? And I think this is a conversation that we have in America because of how heavily armed we are as a nation. how police training is or lack of police training that there is, because a barber has way more hours of training to get a certification than a police officer does to become to be a police officer. You know what I'm saying? Like, people have been critiquing the quality and the level of training that officers actually have. But in America, the difference between, like, say, countries in Europe where they walk around with tasers, where police officers are not armed, you don't see as many civilians getting shot and gunned down. You know what I'm saying? It's a completely
Yeah.
different culture in Europe. So I
But they
think
don't.
that our
Okay.
culture, just to finish my thought, I think that these conversations for me frustrate me because we live in a country that is very pro arms, that is very second rights. People are very trigger happy. I'm not even, I'm talking even states outside of stand your ground law states. You know what I'm saying? I'm still thinking about Trayvon and how people can actually shoot somebody and say I felt threatened and get off with killing someone. You know, so I think that the American culture are crazed with firearms and guns, and and the fact that how police are trained, how police officers in different countries don't have firearms, aren't killing civilians with the same frequency, if at all, that we do here in America, because it happens more regularly in America, right? So I think it puts civilians and police officers in a very uncomfortable place because of our policing and because of our culture of our gun culture. There are more firearms in this country than there are citizens. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have a huge amount of firearms in this country. So
Right.
I'll leave that point there and then open it up to, like, there's a lot of things I want to touch on, but, like,
Right.
what was you trying to say, Ty?
Let me just make this real quick, right? This is my thing. Whenever the cop thing comes up, right, and it's an issue of like their judgment, right? This is my thing. Right? Imagine this. Imagine you're a cop. You're going to a car at night. You have no idea what's going on inside of that car. It may be tenant, it may not be. Let's say it's not tenant for this argument, right? But as the cop, you don't know what their intentions are. They know what their intentions are. They can have a gun, they can have whatever, and if they intend to use it on you, you won't know until it's too late, and you're dead. So like you, the
But by that
perpetrator or the
logic,
suspect has 100%
but Ty,
advantage because you know what you're going to do. The cop has no idea what you're going to do.
by that logic, if I use that same logic as a civilian, then I should kill him first, because he's gonna kill me regardless of what I do, because he probably thinks I'm a threat. I'm a
He's
big
doing his job.
ass. No, I
The
understand
difference
he's
is
doing his
he's doing his
job.
job.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the logic that you use. If you just like, you don't know what that person's intentions are. I don't know what his intentions are. I don't. I don't
The
know what the
problem
cop.
is,
What I do know is that a lot of people. So I'm just saying the same logic could apply to me. Should I kill the officer first then? Because I don't know if he's going to shoot me thinking I'm a threat when I
the
don't
So,
want
problem is
anything to happen. You know what I'm saying?
need
Like,
to comply. That's the problem is you need to
oh,
comply.
oh,
You
don't,
shouldn't be.
Ty, don't do that to
no,
me.
but I'm saying, though, I could use that same logic as a civilian, bro.
But
How do I
okay,
know
but
this dude doesn't want to just pop one off because he had a shitty day or he got something
Ooh,
against people who look like me?
if they say yo put your hands out the window, put your hands out the window. Don't not do it.
But
Don't
that didn't
drive
happen in the
60 more
body cam,
blocks.
though. That didn't happen in the body cam. He just fired off
nah.
rounds, though. That's a completely different context.
So
And
you're telling me, like I said, I didn't see it. So you're telling me that he stopped a random car and just shot at the car?
not random. They were following him because he was driving kind of erratically. He was like, his speed was varying. He was like driving kind of slow. Then he pulled off into a street and parked. And then when you see the footage, that's when the cop pulls up. Hey, knocks on his window because the windows was rolled up, and then fires off like 6 or 7 rounds into the car.
No, I don't even think he knocked on the window. I think that
Oh, he didn't even knock on
so
the window. Never mind.
yeah, so from the footage, from what I remember, you could see that he pulled fast into a parking spot, right?
Yeah,
And he like ran over a cone, and then he reversed,
to
and
try
then
to
he
hit the
finally
officer.
no, he reversed because I guess he either I'm
Oh,
being
oh, oh.
non I'm assuming he like ran over the cone and he realized it, and then he tried
Yeah.
to back up and he reversed, and that's when the cops jump out. So this is what I'm looking at it from that perspective and seeing like the cop get out, and you know this guy he driving all erratic. You don't know if he about to pull off. You don't know you don't know what he dealing with, right?
Right, right, right,
Is it? It's such a this argument is so complicated because we'll try to make it is he right or he wrong. There's a
right,
accountability on both sides. As a civilian, you have to be aware of the environment and the struggles that cops deal with and what their jobs look like. So to give that perspective, if I know that if I pull over fast, if I'm like moving all erratic, he's not going to be thinking I'm a civilian because there's civilians who follow the laws,
Right.
who abide by all the rules and who comply when the actions when the cop is acting in their full civic duties. Civic meaning you work for me, motherfucker. So I'm gonna do what you say and I'm gonna help you because I'm not a criminal, but I'm also not gonna be treated like a criminal. That's why when you said that word comply, it like triggered me because sometimes when you comply, you can still wind up dead. That's what's fucked up. But then from the other side, for the cop to be sitting there from a civilian, we got to be aware. The cops have to be aware of like what we dealing with. I might really just be scared because I might get killed. I might get killed like Eddie Irizarry, and that might happen, and that's a reality because if you scary, if you don't have proper training, if you haven't been on the streets long enough, if you don't have that experience of dealing with the wide variety of citizens that we have in the city, if you watch the news, you're gonna be scared of every fucking body. Like you said, everybody's strapped. Everybody got guns. Everybody killing people. Like Philly crazy. So if you're a cop and you don't really know how to engage and read people from experience, from training, you can't tell the difference between a crackhead and a killer. They both just look fidgety to you. But like to the trained eye, you'll look at a crackhead and be like, oh, he's schizo for drugs. This nigga over here, he gonna kill somebody today. He angry, and that's a different body read. And I think that the cops' accountability, just like it's Eddie responsibility to be mindful of how he's pulling over the cop behind him. It's a cop responsibility to be mindful of like what citizens look like in this city and how they conduct themselves.
My thing is this: if I don't see if I'm a cop and I'm stopping you, I don't see what's in your lap exactly. By the time I realize, I could be in heaven, bro.
But you can't write off your copness with like your fear. Because like the thing that's gonna happen if you do get killed, you gonna be called brave. You gonna be called like
I don't give a fuck about being brave.
Wait. But I
as
agree
a
with
civilian,
you.
I don't want to die either, though, bro.
As a civilian, I'm gonna get like
I don't want to die.
Then listen, be like, yo, stop the
no,
fucking
but
car.
listen, bro. You can't say that because motherfuckers die when they do listen,
right.
bro.
When
like
people
motherfuckers
listen,
die
they
when they
still
do
get
listen.
gunned down, bro.
So when you say that, Ty, you gonna either way. Like let's play it. Let me just if you die at my hands and you wrong, you still like you if you still gonna be a hero no matter what, right or wrong, right? But as a civilian, look at what we doing with Eddie. Everything that
But
you
if you
do
don't
is
care,
being in
we shouldn't
question.
care either. That's the thing. If you as a cop don't care, why should civilians care? You see what I'm saying? The attitude that's the same attitude that you have towards civilians,
I mean,
we
listen,
could
I'm
easily
cool with
flip
it.
that around and
I'm cool
continue
with it.
fueling this tension.
Yeah.
Well,
As long
fuck it,
as
them.
I go,
Everybody gonna be shooting each other. This is see,
right,
if we
then
follow your logic and we reciprocate, this is the culture that we create. So your attitude towards it, I understand that, but I'm saying is we as civilians who already feel threatened by certain officers, knowing that you guys have to stand by the blue, protect the blue. There's a whole brotherhood. We've heard about the corruption in the LAPD. We've heard about the corruption in the NYPD. We've heard about corruption in various police districts across the country. How people do shit and
I
they
can't
get
speak
they
on
don't
any of that.
they
I can't speak
right.
on it. I'm
You,
talking about
I'm
I'm going home, bro. I'm going home at night. I don't give
and
a
I
fuck
understand
about
that,
some
but
grand cop conspiracy. If I stop you and you're like fidgeting and shit and you're going in your pocket, I might shoot you, bro. Because I
and I
might
might
think that
shoot
you
you
might
too if you come out looking like you
okay.
trigger happy.
Well, if I'm quicker
And you're
than
gonna
you,
be
then
dead.
you gonna be you gonna be gone, and they're gonna be
Right, and you're gonna be dead. And you're gonna be
Yeah.
dead because I'm scared of you, nigga. I think you trigger happy, you're gonna try to fucking shoot me. I'm gonna kill you first, nigga.
It's the American
That's my
dream, baby.
mentality.
This is the American
You
dream.
see,
We'll tell
this is
y'all
this is the place that we've been
that's the
put in.
American dream,
I
though.
don't mean that I don't have that sentiment truly against you, Ty. I'm just saying this is the
no, I
state of the
get it, I get
culture.
it.
This
Yeah.
is the
Listen,
culture right now. This is the culture between civilians and cops, and they
listen.
can't keep overusing a couple of bad apples. You know, it's just a couple bad apples. What's the full expression? A
It would be
couple
a
of
lot.
bad apples rots the barrel.
It
A
would be a
couple
lot
of bad
easier for
apples
me to
rots the
understand.
barrel. No, but
It
do
would
you
be a lot.
understand that
No,
though?
I get it, but it would be a lot easier for me to get your perspective if we saw a series of videos where the person is complying completely,
But we have
and
that. We have that.
There's evidence of that.
We
There's evidence
have
of
that. We
that.
even got a brother who was a lieutenant in the freaking army or the what I don't forget which branch of military he was.
Yeah.
White cop pulled him over at a gas station. He was complying the whole time. He still got tased and embarrassed on camera. He was a lieutenant in the military. I forget which branch it was. And he kept telling him, I'm an active officer. I'm a lieutenant. Like, please, I can show you my credentials. I can show you. And the boy
all right,
still
so
tased him. He
all
did
right,
everything by the book.
wait, you're too loud, you're too loud. Wait,
Oh, my bad, my bad.
wait.
My
So let me
bad.
ask you. So let me ask you. So are you saying that you have a just the highest probability chance of being hurt if you comply versus you don't comply. Is that the argument? It's kind of like a coin flip. It's like you got a 50-50 chance either way. Like if you comply,
what I'm saying
no,
is what I'm saying is, if you're framing it and reducing it to simply complying or not complying, you're missing all the nuance in this conversation, bro. If you're simplifying this entire thing to like you should just comply, then it's too narrow-minded. I think
okay.
that this conversation is too nuanced
The
to just
problem
say
is if you
just
don't comply,
comply.
the probability of violence dramatically increases, and your probability of dying or killing the cop dramatically increases. So
And
the
right.
only thing you can do is comply. There's only
No,
there's
no.
not,
Because
you
if you
can't
as
say,
a
hey, you know
cop,
what?
if y'all keep killing civilians and getting off without any consequences, you will have more rioting, you will have more distrust of the police, you will have more looting. You're fueling that fire. It's a cycle that we're stuck in. I'm not trying to pick sides and blame the cop or the civilian. What I'm saying is, we really should be talking about is the state of the culture. There's a huge distrust with the police officers. That should be talked about more. It got so bad that the cops now, because of this whole defund the police, they took that shit to the extreme, and now they even stopped going after petty crime. So now we got cities that were out before that were like, growing, and people were trying to bring their businesses there. People are leaving now because no, the cops aren't going after petty theft. The cops aren't going after crime. Business owners are struggling. They're closing down shops. Like this whole thing is messing up our society, and we're sitting here trying to narrow the conversation down to just comply. It's so much bigger than that, bro. It's so much bigger
I
than
mean,
just you
my
should
thing
just
is,
comply.
you want to go to
It's
jail, or
so
you want
much
to go
bigger
home.
than that, bro.
You say you want to go jail, you want to go
You want
home.
to go to jail, or you want to go home.
Do you
Like
do you want to go home?
yes,
I
No,
could shoot you
yes.
too. I'm telling you, bro. But I'm saying there are niggas like I'm telling you, just like there's some cold killer cops. There's niggas out there who are like, I'm going to kill you first, bro. If there are officers walking around with your mentality, there are people who know that y'all walk around with that mentality, and we know I'm gonna get you before you get me.
Man, look, I'm going home. I don't
That's
care
where
what
it's
y'all
but
do.
that's
going. You
nigga. That's
you
how I
hope
feel in
you go
life.
home.
I'm going home.
That
Listen,
you
Listen,
hope you go
I,
home.
if I'm a cop, I'm going home. And
but Ty,
if I gotta pop somebody
You
over
hope you go home,
running
bro.
a red light, then
you feel that way as a civilian.
peace
So
out.
that's
But
I think that's the thing that like that detachment that we make between cop and people, because every cop is a civilian. So every civilian isn't a
that's
cop,
true.
but every cop is a civilian. So when we make this distinction, this designation of like you like this the cops and all of that, like I think you made a reference to it, Joe, like that gang shit, and I think that's something that we got to get out of that. Like that's where the struggle begins, right? Because Joe, all the shit you were just saying, I'm sitting there thinking about it. I'm like, damn, you're right. Like the lack of police presence, there's all this extra crime, there's extra violence, all of these like things going on, businesses shutting down, all of this shit
You
going
heard
on.
about Target? All them Targets shutting down. They like, bro, it's too much stuff and all that.
Yeah,
They leaving the inner cities, bro. They like, bro, we out of here.
Right.
no. So, but to that point, we have to question, right? And this is something that is just core. We have to question how our cops, people who get hired as cops, what the fuck we doing that they'll stop doing their job because they can't get extra toys. Because like the average, like if you ask the average person what defund the police was about, it was always about taking money from the police. It was like, no, it wasn't. It was about taking money for them for stupid shit that they don't use.
Tanks.
Tanks,
People remember how they pulled up in Ferguson, full gear, looking
bombs,
like they was in
like
the
they
Middle
like
East, bro.
that whole initiative was to like take like
That's
nigga, y'all
crazy.
can keep y'all overtime. Y'all can y'all can hash it out between the union and the fucking the city about how much y'all get paid and all that shit. Y'all can do all that. Just stop spending the extra millions of dollars on these unnecessary resources. So to that point, it's like who the fuck are we hiring as our cops that these motherfuckers will just stop policing in certain neighborhoods, who will just allow crime and they walk around with guns, like you said to your point, Ty. If you in that position, bro, you the one that's not supposed to be scared.
No, that's not true, bro. That's not.
Yes, it,
First of
yes, it,
all,
you trained.
bro,
That's
I
like,
know people
nigga,
who've
if
been to
me and you go,
Iraq. I know people who've been to Afghanistan. Them niggas get afraid, bro.
no,
It's
no,
like
no,
if
I
somebody
didn't
got a gun
say,
shooting
I,
at you, it's a ping. You gonna be like, oh shit. You gonna be
nigga,
scared, bro.
but I
Like
didn't, but the difference is your training is going to kick in. You're
you're
like, you
still
go,
gonna be scared though. You're
oh,
like
no, no,
my
yeah,
point is like your
but
nerves are.
your training has
There are little kids who get shot in Iraq and Afghanistan all the fucking time. Them niggas be in the wrong place at the wrong time. Niggas be like, oh shit, pop. A little kid pop up, you be like, oh shit, my bad. Like
no, but listen, bro,
that
like
shit is real, bro. Niggas be
I,
scared.
but niggas get court
Y'all
martialed for
expect too
that.
much of cops, bro. Me and Joe talked about this. People think people expect too much of cops. Y'all motherfuckers watch John Wick. Y'all watch fucking all these cop movies, and y'all be like, "Oh wow."
I don't think that's the
nigga,
issue.
I
don't
expect
think
these
that's the
niggas to
issue.
be human.
I think that the training should be better. That they should have psych evaluations for people who want to sign up to be cops. I think that they should also have more members of the community. The cops force that are policing these communities should their skin color, their culture, their ethnicity should reflect more of the population in that community. You know, because I think that there are some things that you can honestly do to make the policing experience better for both parties. It's not about thinking that cops are going to be like the cops in Hollywood, that they're never going to be scared, they're never going to feel this stuff. It's not about that. We're questioning the training or lack thereof, the fact that these officers don't have psych evals, the fact that a lot of them are in fact trigger happy, are on edge, or maybe some dick who was bullied in high school and now has some power and wants to tee off on innocent people. You don't know what type of people sign up to be cops, just like you don't know the type of people who sign up to be in the military. You don't know.
My
Do
point
they
is,
do psych evals?
these niggas. I mean, psych eval. No, they don't do
There-
psych evals.
I think
Right? They
there's
don't.
like
Why
there's
wouldn't you?
a test that you gotta like kind of like you gotta pass to make sure you like not as crazy,
A
right?
barber has more
Nah, not
training than a
really.
No.
cop does. A
Shit.
barber has more training to be a barber and to legally cut hair than a police officer does. Do you find that problematic at all, Ty?
I mean, yeah, but all right, okay. So, what's the alternative? It's not like it's not like.
I'm giving
Listen,
you. I'm
my
telling you
point
what
is,
the alternatives are,
these
or could
guys,
be.
the cops that are in the police force right now, they are never going to be special forces, bro. Like, there's a very.
But
All
you
right,
don't
listen,
have to be special forces.
there's the army. There's some resources, and there's like a very slither of a percentage of them dudes are Green Berets, special forces, all them types of knockdown SEAL Team 6, bro. Like these niggas, these cops will never be that shit, no matter what the
But
fuck.
They
that's not
don't
the
have to be.
No matter what
expectation,
training you
bro.
They
put
don't
them
have
through,
to
bro.
be. They don't have to be that.
I think that like to that point, like it's so. I expect these niggas to be civilians. Like when you listen, real shit. So, and this is the difference. As a cop, you the motherfucker. You got a taser, you got a baton, you got backup, you got a
You got a
fucking
backup. You got an
bulletproof
army
vest.
behind you.
You
You
got
have the
all this
law
shit.
behind you. You got the
If
judges
you
behind you.
if you pull me over, right? You already got the advantage. When
I
you
don't think he has the advantage though. I
you got
disagree.
the
I think you have
You
the
have
advantage.
you have every
you
advantage,
got the
bro, including the
advantage,
state
bro.
and the law behind you, and the brotherhood behind you, who ain't going to cast you out.
I'm not thinking. If I'm a cop, I'm not thinking about the brotherhood and the law. If I see a gun on your fucking lap, I'm not like, oh, you know what? I'm not gonna shoot at this guy first, even though he has a gun on him, because I got the law behind me. No.
He got a gun on his lap. Where your gun at?
Or you, I mean,
If
should
you
be-
if you if
It
you
should be in my
standing there
goddamn hand.
exactly. So if you standing there with a nigga with a gun in his lap and the gun in your hand, who got the upper hand?
I mean, it don't take much for him to go like that. It takes
No, nigga, he gotta reach down and like get the gun, nigga. You talking about give cops too much credit? You giving niggas too much credit? You telling the nigga got quick enough reflexes to grab a gun, put his hand on the trigger, aim it at the cop? Like, come on, bro. Don't you can't give niggas that much credit if we can't give cops that much credit.
Bro, nigga, them cops be dying all the time from like regular traffic stops. Like they don't be knowing that the person be having like a warrant.
and it's
That's
still
not even
not,
a color thing.
bro.
That's not a color thing.
To be
No,
a
no.
cop is not even in the top 20 of most dangerous jobs in the country, bro. Stop that shit, bro. It's not as it's dangerous, yes, but it's not even
It's
in the
pretty
top
dangerous.
20.
It's
It's
pretty
not in the
dangerous,
top
bro.
20 though, bro. You can Google it right now. It's not even in the top 20. It's not.
You go look it up. Oh shit.
It's not. You can
I'm
look
not
it up.
looking it up right now.
Oh,
but
I
I'm
like,
just
can
saying,
Google it.
it's a dangerous job, but it's not like they make it. It's dangerous, yeah. But first of all, you sign up for this dangerous job, so stop bitching. And second of all, it's not even top 20. So I mean,
I'm not gonna bitch. I'm just going to shoot.
no, not
before
you,
you
but
can shoot me. Like,
and
I'm,
I can
like,
and
like,
I can use
like,
that same logic, and that
there's
moves
gonna be
us
a lot of dead
nowhere.
niggas on the street.
You
and
want
then
more
it's gonna
death.
be-
I don't
there's-
want more
There's gonna
death.
be no Jordans left in any
You
store.
see, you want more death. I want to change the culture. I want to change
That's easier
policy.
said.
I
Like,
want
people
to
been trying
change
to do that shit for
training.
years.
It's not
They
easy.
give
It's
money,
not
they
easy.
take it away, they give it back. They try to do
And they're gonna keep looting and rioting.
what's this the community thing, like, oh well, we could just we don't have to send cops. If somebody call the cops, they could just send like a community organizer. Bro, that shit don't fucking work, bro.
You got officers shooting people who are mentally ill, killing people who are mentally ill. That's what happened. That was the last shooting. That was the last riot in Philly.
How would the
Well,
cop know that?
you won't know if you shoot that nigga before he does anything.
Well,
If you shoot
can't
first
let
and
the
ask
cop-
questions later, you won't know.
But bro, you can tell Todd. And again, this is where the separation between
he ran at the cop with the knife.
But
if you can't discern a threat from a civilian, then you shouldn't be in the military or the cops. Not you, generally speaking. If you can't discern between a civilian and a threat,
to attack me, you're a threat.
We're talking about somebody who's mentally ill, bro. We're not talking about a nigga who's armed. The last killing in Philly,
that's mentally ill can still kill you.
The last
I don't
killing,
know if you know that. It's not that you don't respawn because I got killed.
I do know that, but the last killing in Philly was the black brother who was autistic, and they called because they needed help because he was having a moment or an incident, and the cops pulled up and gunned him down.
That's the
and
same guy. You're talking about the
riots.
same guy.
Yeah. Do you remember?
You're talking about the same guy.
He chased the cop. He chased the cop around the car with a goddamn knife. It was on a body cam and all that. That shit all came out. We saw that all on. He chased the cop around the car.
You want more violence, bro? You want more violence.
I just understand
want more violence.
That these niggas put their lives on the line, and I'm not gonna be like, hey, you know what? Instead of shooting this guy, keep running around the car until the sun come up. I'm not gonna fucking say that to him. Hey, you know what? Be a track star. Like, no, I'm not.
Then
gonna
don't be a fucking cop. If you scared of shit, don't. If you're a pussy, don't be a cop.
Come at me with a knife.
If you're a pussy, don't be a cop. That's what I'm saying. Where's the where are you guys screening these people then? Where are you guys screening these niggas who's fucking scared all the time and trigger happy? Where's the screening process?
Wait, real fast.
Instead of calling the cops that day, how about the family could have taken care of it, but they didn't. They chose to call the cops. You know why? Because they couldn't handle it themselves.
And that was their mistake. I agree.
Well,
they were wrong for that.
Died. It ain't his fault.
Agree.
It's their fault. They called the
cops.
So
but you don't think
blame them.
But you don't think So let me ask you something.
So Philly should have rioted their house, not the Nike store. They should have went to their house and be like, "Damn, you're the reason this nigga died." Like,
but Todd, let me ask you something, Todd. As a cop, and that's one of the things that that makes it the hard to accept. You got that just like the nigga that it's people killing people all the time, but a cop can say like, "Nigga, you run up on me with a knife, I'm gonna kill you." Everybody thinking that. But you got like a state issue gun. You got like I said, you got all these like this equipment as a cop, and you know you're gonna get off. So how many cops are out here on some shit? Just like, man, I'm going home.
Too many.
Fuck all of like the protect or the serve. Fuck any of the like the oath.
Too many.
Any of that shit.
I understand.
Let me real fast.
Todd. If you come at me with a knife,
one second. Listen.
Like I'm supposed to do some fucking job.
No, but listen, bro.
Okay, no. And I understand that.
It's not that simple. It's not that simple, bro. Like you can't just say that like, oh, all right, this nigga come at you with a knife, bro. Like this is what you signed up for.
I did not sign up to get chased with a knife around a car. I did not sign up.
You didn't sign up to
this job
kill
was gonna
niggas.
Be dangerous at some points.
I knew it was going to be dangerous, but I didn't think. Okay, all right. Practically, okay. Both of y'all answer me this question. You're a cop. You have a gun. This person mentally ill or fucking ninja or whatever you want to say he is. He's coming at you with a knife. How do you get out of that situation if he will not stop coming at you with a knife? Do you just run around a car until the sun comes up until he gets tired and then take a nap?
Maybe I'll
tase him.
First of all, I'd never be a cop. Second of all, there are other countries who have police officers who don't have firearms, bro. Like you're talking about killing civilians. There are other countries who have police forces that have less crime than we do, and they don't kill their civilians, bro. Like that's why I answered your question. I said I'd probably tase him, and then I told you I would not be a cop in the first place.
You know how many people eat tasers? You know how many people eat that? Like that. Never mind. All right, cool. Like
this nigga Todd.
I'm glad y'all in the professions that y'all in. Because I feel like if y'all were cops, we probably would never meet. Because like y'all
But as long as you understand, but you sound like, but the way you frame it though, and the way you speak about things, you make this really clear divide, and you make it very contentious because you're not seeking a solution. You just want compliance. Until which I say, fuck your compliance. You're not gonna get that. And that snobbish attitude that y'all have, and that arrogance that you guys have, and that smug of authority and superiority because you got a fucking badge, y'all can kiss my ass with that shit. That attitude pisses people off. We feel that energy, and that's why you have phrases like "fuck the police." That is real. That is a real sentiment.
I just think those dudes are more afraid than y'all understand they are.
If you're a pussy, then don't get into the police force.
I think we completely understand, but I think that we also, and this is to Joe's original point, is that we have to do a better job at training.
Yes.
At how we go about policing in our neighborhoods. The gun shit. Listen, bro.
You can't unpolice guns, bro. Everybody got
everybody. I think everybody.
It's already over. Everybody got a gun. So like, how are you supposed to like?
Yeah. So I'm not anti-gun because I understand.
I'm not either.
but yeah, like that but like to
we can
that
all
point,
buy a gun tomorrow illegally, like if we
yeah.
want to. Like we all know somebody we can call somebody and buy a gun. Like so, it's already too late. You're not going to demilitarize the police. This doesn't make any sense.
But that I think
Well,
it's just that point, bro. Like you got to do something about how police go about shit, bro. Like it's that attitude that you talking about.
it's
Like
the attitude. You
a
have that
cop can
attitude.
know. He can
You
know, bro.
have
Like
it.
I can kill this nigga. I'm not like listen. His lawyer was like, man, don't sweat it. Like they talk. He's like, listen, they gotta lock you up. You gotta go in. They don't want any rioting and
They're
going
not
on in the
thinking about
city.
You
that
might be
shit.
I'm
suspended
talking
with
about the
leave of
lawyer.
pay.
They're not thinking about that. Okay, well, the lawyer is one thing. I'm talking about the actual dude in that split second decision that he has to make or she has to make.
I
Like,
get
it's
you.
like-
I said it. Listen, I said that I understand how he killed him. I do. However, and to Joe's point, I just think that if he would have better training, because you talking about that split second, bro. You're not gonna tell me training don't make a difference. Like if I play, I'm gonna take it to the lowest level, like basketball, right? When you train for a situation, when that situation arises, you don't have to think in that split second because it's second nature. That's what you train to do.
Maybe, okay. Bro, we could think of 1,000 basketball games. What the fuck did J.R. Smith do in that game with LeBron? This motherfucker forgot about the goddamn shot clock. He didn't even know he forgot how to play basketball for 5 seconds.
But you talking about a rare situation on a day-to-day basis. These niggas are in the NBA. Even J.R. Smith, he's in the NBA because he's trained so much. He has so much skill. He's the best of the best.
Exactly. That's proving my point. He's the best of the best, and he still froze up. He gagged the ball. I was like, oh shit, I don't know what to do with the ball.
Police officers
a
are not the best of the best, though, bro. That's
exactly.
They're not the best of the best.
But you talking about a random occurrence. That's a random occurrence,
That's
bro.
a random occurrence.
Like J.R. Smith got a championship. He was on championship teams because
he could have had another one. You could have had another one.
That's fine. That's fine to talk about. Like, I'm not saying these niggas got to be faultless. It's just that the numbers and especially the discrepancy between, like, the disparity between how it happens to people of color and African Americans, etc., people in urban communities, it happens too much. That's not now. It's not just like oh my bad. Now it's like goddamn. Hey, listen, y'all. This happens a lot. Like in our lifetime, like it's think about this shit, bro. Like from the invention and expansion of TV, we saw like Rodney King get his ass whooped, all of that shit. We saw like the watch riots, all that, right? Then there's you used to hear about a person getting killed, by the cops every now and then. Now you hear it like it's happening, and it's always been happening. But now with the invention of like social media and just media as a whole, we see it, and so when we can see it like that, it's like damn, this shit not just happening here in Philly. Like nigga, it's happening everywhere. Everywhere that there are black people and cops, there's a black person getting killed by the cops. And so we like when we look at that from like as a whole, it's like systematically there's a fuck up with it. And this is what I despise about American culture, about when we ask for shit. Like that comply shit, that like, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, all of that good shit, like that rhetoric, it takes away from the fact of like, bro, we asking y'all nicely. We be asking nicely, and we chastise or characterize as the most violent and angry people. Like, yeah, motherfuckers is fed up. Like this generation, like I feel bad for them because, like I said, there's a disconnect between like what they saw, but all they see is us not getting shit. All they see is us still like stuck in the same place. Like nigga, they just repelled affirmative action. So like when you look at like the country, it's like yo, these younger generations, they not as dumb as you think. They're like, man, fuck that shit don't work. We just gonna burn shit up. At least we got some Jordans. At least I got some iPhone.
And what I'll say and I think that's dumb. I don't endorse the rioting, right? I never endorse it. I question when people say, "Why are you destroying your community?" They don't own any of the shit they're destroying. First and foremost, they don't own those businesses. They don't own the Foot Lockers. Maybe there might be a few small businesses that get hit, but as a collective, usually the black folk who live in these communities don't own any of the shit. We have the lowest rate of home ownership, so they're renting all the houses in that neighborhood. What I'm trying to say is, what do you really mean by like your community? Like, yeah, we live there, but we don't own shit. So the shit that we're destroying, it's not even our shit. You know what I mean? Like we're destroying other people's shit.
That's
but my
true.
question is, what do you do after you see another police shooting, whether it was justified or not, right? But I mean, it's too
matters.
complicated to say. It does matter, but you keep seeing civilians being killed. and cops getting off scot-free, maybe 2 weeks, 2 months paid leave. You see that time after time after time. You send in Al Sharpton, you send in this brother's talking, you have a protest, and nothing changes, and you keep seeing the same pattern. So after a while, you realize marching peacefully doesn't help. Then you got some people who are like, by any means necessary. So now we're gonna be violent and we're gonna strap up and we're gonna shoot back. Then you got people who are like, fuck it, I don't own anything in my community. I don't have shit. I'm probably poor. I probably got a record. I probably got all this shit. So fuck it, I'm gonna go steal some shit because we live in a culture that is capitalistic and individualistic. That is in the fabric of our society. Yes, there are going to be opportunists during these riots. But my question to you, Ty, is that after you see police killings and getting off time after time after time, and people pick a different type of way to kind of address the issue or get some kind of justice, and nothing ever happens, what do you expect people to do? That is my question to you. If shit doesn't change peacefully, I forgot who said it, but somebody said those who deny a peaceful revolution are basically calling for a bloody one. I forgot which famous person in history said that, but that is what he said. When you deny the path to a peaceful revolution or a peaceful solution, you will have a bloody one. So what do you suggest then, brother? Because I understand it. I mean, what do you do? What do you tell the community who's been seeing this and seeing the cops getting off and being protected by the law? What do you do when you keep seeing that? That's my question to you. How would you feel, or how do you think they should feel or react now after decades of this shit happening? What do you say to that?
I mean, the only way to go about it, the only way to enact any kind of change in America is the political way. There's no other way.
But we tried that. We tried that,
mean,
and
we didn't
and our
try hard
ancestors
enough.
were beat while they were trying to fight for that, walking peacefully. We tried that peacefully, and we still got our asses fucking whooped.
All right.
And this
So
was over
what's
40
happening
years
now
ago.
isn't working though. What's that like?
Right, but it's not working for both sides though.
Okay, but one side is losing more than the other because these businesses are leaving these fucking inner cities.
They don't give a fuck.
That's intentional, bro.
That's intentional, bro.
That's intentional. Like that.
Bro,
all of
Target
that
would not leave if they were making a profit.
No, Target is
wouldn't leave if they were making a profit.
Target
Ain't nobody
is
gonna make a
leaving
profit.
because
Everybody
Whole
broke,
Foods
bro.
is coming.
Say it again.
Target is leaving because Whole Foods is coming, and they probably owned by the same parent company.
No, bro. Look, like yo, Target estimated that the reason that they're leaving these fucking inner cities is because they're losing $500 million more than they lost the previous year. Not just $500 million completely, but $500 million more than they lost the previous year. Meaning these people in these inner cities are going crazy and stealing more shit.
But bro, it's
not profitable for them.
That's the fallacy of capitalism, bro. Like when a company like that reported a $500 million loss, what was their fucking profit?
It doesn't matter.
No, it does matter, bro.
The goal is to make as much money as possible. I don't give a fuck, bro.
Nigga, I just said capitalism. I just said that's the point of what I'm saying. So you talk about like you sitting here telling me and that's the justification for like. And I don't support rioting, but you telling me that you going like say like these people are leaving quote unquote food deserts, urban environments over $0.5 billion, right? And I know that's a big deal.
Yes,
collectively, that's a big deal.
Money, bro. That's
but then like that same company is motherfuckers that work for that company, Target, that barely make enough money to fucking like live. So you can't tell me that a company making that much money in profit, right, is going to be like, oh, well, we're going to punish society. Like, no, like you making this shit off the backs of the same poor motherfuckers who came in patronizing, who work in your store, who you barely pay, and you not giving shit to the community. You're not building the community. You're not supporting nothing. So if we do take you for fucking 0.5 million, you deserve that. Eat that.
You deserve it, eat it. Okay, cool. That's a great business model. You should open up a business and have that model.
No, bro, but that's capitalism. We're not talking about.
Listen, why would I take a $500 million haircut when I can make an extra $500 million somewhere else? Why would any company absorb that cost? Why would they do it just because?
I'm not sitting here, and this is I think that's a great like fucking circle, right? Because we're like that's the kind of the problem. The problem with like American policing is capitalism in itself too, because then there's a direct.
We're a capitalist country, bro. That's it. All three of us are capitalists. I'm sorry.
I am.
Y'all motherfuckers believe.
I am.
But
humanitarian capitalism is a thing. I think. I don't know if I just.
Bro, listen. Tell that to a company losing $500 million. I'm not trying to hear that shit.
But if you in profit, like you not operating in loss, bro, you can't tell me what you lost. You can say that shit to somebody
I
like
can make more money if I don't stay. If I move 12 blocks this way, I can make $500 million more. Why would I fucking not do that? That doesn't make any sense.
that's
Then
fine
move your
because you
business
don't
And
care
elsewhere,
that's
about
what
bro.
they're doing.
because you don't care about the people in the community.
It's business, bro. Business isn't about caring, bro. Business is about making as much money as possible.
But no, there are such
Yeah, but
things as
business
like
without ethics,
humanitarian businesses,
there's
bro.
business ethics though, bro.
Business
There's a
ethics,
whole
thank
field
you.
of study called
The
business
number one
ethics.
thing is a profit. If
Yes,
you're not
but
if you're not
business
making them,
ethics. But bro, if you left the markets without any regulation at all, do you think that they would actually help the average person? That they wouldn't be scheming to make the most money possible while exploiting the most people as possible?
that's
There's a
business.
reason why the markets are regulated. There's a reason why there's laws to keep shit in place. There's a reason why you need to go. You think that these capitalists are all fucking philanthropists or have the best interests of people in mind?
Let me
There's a reason
understand.
why you need rules to help govern them motherfuckers too.
Let me understand.
You have to hold
I
them
get.
accountable for shit.
Let me understand. I get what y'all saying. Let me
I'm
understand. I
not
get what y'all
corporate
saying.
friendly, bro. I'm
No,
not
no,
gonna
no,
hear
no, no,
side
no,
with these
wait, no,
niggas
no.
that make billions of dollars, bro. Fuck out
Uh,
of here. While we fighting for the scraps and looting for fucking Jordans, these motherfuckers are making billions. Like I'm not gonna sit here and try to defend their side of it.
Let me
Like
just understand. Let me
fuck
just
out of
understand. I
here,
get what
bro.
y'all saying. Let me understand.
You about to take the extreme. Watch. Go ahead.
Like
Go
fuck out of
ahead.
here, bro.
So a business should take a $500 million haircut to be moral.
No.
So a business should let people loot, steal, and riot, and just suck it up as just like the
All
cost
right.
of doing business.
But
No,
Ty,
you said profit is the most important thing, and I said
For a business,
business
yeah, that's what
ethics.
companies do.
And right, and my response to that is business ethics is a thing. There is a good there are things that you can do
You're not
right
answering my
or
question.
wrong
You're not answering my
in
question.
business.
I got you. So Ty,
Neither one of
no,
y'all
no,
answering my question.
I got you. No, I got you. I'm gonna answer your question.
You answer my question with a question.
No. A company shouldn't allow like to just take like lose $5 million that they can make more in money, right? However, a company practicing business ethics will take its money instead of fighting against the people of its community to invest in the community. There's a better way to do the business that you're talking about, like, and it's proven. There's track records of it. I can't like call it off the top of my head, but there are track records of company who commit a certain amount of their profits to the community to improve the schools so that they can get people like innovators into their business and have a qualified working staff instead of just saying like, oh, we're gonna take what we can get and get the most out of them. There's a way to do business in general, and what you're just talking about, like the problem with capitalism, I think it's like informing, right? If I completely strip this land, if I plant as much as I can, eventually the land is going to go barren. I'm gonna like utilize all the resources faster than what was expected. The smart way to do it is plant when you supposed to plant, harvest what you can, make what you can, grow as you can gradually, but do it with respect to the resources around you that make it possible. And that's in business and everything.
So if the business that you're talking about does invest in schools and infrastructure and all that shit,
the niggas not gonna be looting because they're gonna have fucking jobs. They're gonna be in a different situation.
Now, mind you, we're talking about billions of dollars. We're talking billions of dollars
of their fucking heart. They shouldn't be expected to do that shit.
Why shouldn't they though?
Why shouldn't they though?
That's the question. That's my question.
Why shouldn't they?
That's not my job.
And that's the problem. And that's part of the problem with capitalism and people who fucking
Why
are
isn't that your job?
completely
That's why
pro-capitalist.
All three of us are capitalists. All three of us are capitalists.
No, I am. I'm a capitalist.
We all go to work and we buy shit and we
I'm
buy
a capitalist,
alcohol,
bro.
We're all capitalists. The problem
but that doesn't mean we can't criticize what our shortcomings as capitalists.
But there's a way to do it, bro.
There's a way to do it, bro.
There's
a proper way to do it, and there's a fucked up way to do it. How many years did it take for niggas to fucking earn enough money that they could actually buy a fucking Big Mac meal on 1 hour's worth of their fucking pay? How long did it take for Target to bring up their shit to $15 minimum wage? The shit wasn't even happening until fucking Bernie Sanders said some shit when he was running for campaign, and then they finally said, "Oh, okay, fine, we'll give you $15 minimum wage." People had to fight for that.
Hear inflation after that.
And now inflation's here, and I can wipe my fucking ass with $15 a fucking hour. Meanwhile, we're working for these companies for a Target who make billions of dollars and don't pay us enough to don't pay us a living wage. But we're supposed to sympathize for them and their fucking businesses.
How much do you think a cashier should make at Target?
Like 15, 16 an hour, bro. Factor in inflation, bro.
Listen, hold on. Listen, let me answer your question. I think a full-time employee should make a livable wage.
What's that?
Yes.
Give me a number. Give me a number.
Meaning you should take average rent is what? Let's say $1,500.
Yeah,
it depends on the state. Whatever the cost of living in your state is.
Let's say $1,500. Average rent is $1,500. So according to just financial well practices, right? The average person should make at least what the total living expenses should be about 50% of their income, right? So like, let's say you throw in a couple more.
Just say, give me a number, bro. You trying to double talk me, right?
Let's say
hit me with a number. Hit me with a number. Crack an egg of knowledge on my head. Go ahead.
A full-time employee should make at least $3,500 a month.
Okay, what's that a year? G, what's that a year?
What's that? Let me do some.
How much should he make a year, or she make a year?
So look, let me see. If we're doing 35 divided by 4,
a little less than 40.
875 times 52, $45,000, and that's after taxes.
And that's
$45,000.
You know, the average American doesn't make $45,000, right?
Nigga, I know.
Right.
That's sad.
But
Nigga,
that's a problem.
We saying the same thing, nigga. Yeah.
Right. Well, that's a problem. And
average American should be making $45,000.
I'll say this. I honestly feel like you are being disingenuous if you try to make the case that these billion-dollar companies do not have enough money to pay their employees living wages. I think you are full of shit if you say.
I'm talking about full-time employees.
I'm saying full-time employees.
What I'm saying is, competence get compensated, right? That's a famous phrase, right, bruh? No, you should not be making $50,000 a year as a cashier. No, you need that's not. You shouldn't be doing that. I'm sorry to tell you.
Why?
You shouldn't
Why
be
not?
burgers at McDonald's making $50,000 a year. No, I don't believe that you should.
Okay, but you can't just put that on the people, though. We have a shitty ass fucking public education system. Most motherfuckers don't want to go to college and get 6-figure debt. So what the fuck am I supposed to do if I'm unskilled labor? What do? You got to work those jobs. Somebody has to work them jobs.
Unfortunately, the world economy has never been set up for everybody to be middle class. I'm sorry.
Once again, it's not even middle. Once again, you're being disingenuous if you're saying these billion-dollar companies do not have enough money to give their employees livable wages. Fuck it, even throw healthcare in that bitch.
I'm not giving you anything. You get what you earn. I'm not giving you.
You can't, Ty. That's Ty, man. You be saying some crazy shit sometimes, bro. Like, you know,
it's crazy, bro.
You can't tell.
That's crazy, bro.
Distribution of wealth shit. I'm not on
No.
It's not about distributing the wealth.
You're take all the money from the billionaires.
You're defending. You're fighting for fucking billionaires, my man. You're fighting on behalf of billionaires, my man. You sound crazy, bro. You sound crazy, bro.
You be saying some shit. You said what's fair.
You sound crazy, bro.
How is that?
You sound crazy, bro.
Y'all niggas got this welfare mentality. I'm not on board.
It's not one fucking one, nigga. We all work. We all making money. We all work.
The idea is to be like, oh well, so what? These billion-dollar companies are losing hundreds of millions.
Bro, in the 40s and the 50s, one man could work in a fucking warehouse and support his wife and his kids and his family with his job at the fucking factory. You know how you can't do shit with one income. No, I understand that, but wages have not. You see what I'm saying? Do you know what wage stagnation is? You know what inflation is and how it basically means you earn less? You understand that, right?
Bro.
If the wages aren't keeping up with inflation, what are you saying, bro?
Listen, I'm not on this redistribution.
What are you saying?
No, bro, but
what are you saying, bro?
There's a reality, Ty. Like, when you talk about this, like these corporations and all that fairness, I'm all for capitalism, bro. I believe.
No, you're
in
not.
It.
You know, you're for ethical capitalism. There's a difference.
You have to have ethics when you conduct business. You have to have ethics.
There's a reason why America.
Your version of ethics is giving away money.
No.
You have, but you talking about dollars. Don't you want to pay your employees livable wages if you make
billions of dollars? I want my fucking billions. I don't want to give it away. If I'm a billionaire, I'm not going to give it away. I'm not going to.
Let's go the other way. Let's go the other way. So don't give the people shit.
Okay.
Take a percentage of your profits and actually invest in American infrastructure. There's a reason why we fucking we're not in the top 10 of schools. Education. There's a reason why every doctor that you talk to got an accent because we not making doctors in our schools. You understand? There's a reason why there's this constant influx of citizenship coming into America, even though if they were to ask you, they talking about population is a problem. Right? There's a reason why all of that, because America is fucking trash because we have no investment into our infrastructure, into what's important, into improving our country, not only in the short term or just stripping the fucking field of its minerals and its nutrients, but actually preparing to be here for a long time. America, capitalism, unethical capitalism is so short-sighted. It's greed, and when you look at it like that, you not putting nothing back in it. So now we got to export. There's a reason why countries are coming together and saying like, "Yo, we're gonna get away from the dollar," because America is trash. There is no investment back into the field, the roots of the tree that you fucking eating
I'm not
off
saying
of.
America's great. I'm saying you get what the fuck you
No,
kill.
but
That's all
but
I'm
that
saying.
type of
I
mentality
understand it, but
leads to a trash ass
it
America, bro. I'm
does, bro.
American. I
It
love America.
does. I love
Yes.
America too.
That shit is
I
trash, but
do.
there's no way you can keep up with that
But
model.
it
Like,
sounds like to me that y'all motherfuckers want a blend of capitalism and socialism, and that shit don't exist.
I
It
think
don't
that
exist.
I
we
think
should.
we can have that
I think I would
conversation.
happily pay. I think that I would for things that I would do, like I would happily pay more in taxes to get universal health care. I would
I wouldn't.
happily pay more in my. I know you. I'm telling
Why?
you. I'm telling you what
I'm not
I
doing
want.
that.
I will
Nigga, just
do
but
that.
then you
I
wouldn't.
will do
Do
that.
you pay for healthcare now?
Yeah.
So if you telling me if you had to pay
If I
an
pay
extra,
more, I'll
if
have
you had to
less
pay,
money to
I'm about to say
support
No, no,
my
if
no.
you
fucking
had
family.
if you had to pay $10 more, so that now $10 more than what you currently pay, so that not only like are you covered, but everybody in your family's covered, like like your outside family, $10 more from employed people like us that work. You wouldn't pay an extra fucking $10 or so that like we can have universal health care. So not only you with your fucking military benefits and all that shit, you can go get good care if something happened to you, but the fucking especially African American community, people that we know and love, when they go to the fucking doctor, they get actual treatment, bro.
I just think it's crazy that
This nigga
anybody could
is
just.
Crazy.
It's
This
crazy.
nigga is
That's
crazy.
why I'm like you.
I
You
wouldn't
over
give it up
there, bro.
anything. Yo,
That's crazy, bro.
you keep what the fuck you killed. I believe that. Listen, I believe you keep what you kill, bro. Like I listen, my
And society
as,
just keeps
as a
us each
child,
other alive,
The
right?
as a
game.
child, my grandma told me, yo, listen, and this is a popular saying, yo, you give a man a fish, he can eat that day. You teach a man how to fish, he can eat every day to fuck his life. Y'all
Right.
motherfuckers just want to give out fish. I don't want to give out fish.
No.
No,
I
I
want to
don't
teach
want to just
motherfuckers how
give
to
out
fish.
fish. I want to teach
America,
people how
nigga,
to
we just
fish.
talk.
Y'all want to ethically give out fish. I forgot.
No,
Ethically, right?
I
Like,
want to
hey,
ethically teach
you
motherfuckers
10%.
how to
You
fish.
capping for billionaires, bro. I know you trying to make it seem funny, but you literally capping. You're capping
Nah,
for
nigga,
billionaires, bro.
we trying to
Like
teach niggas
I
how
don't know
to
what to
fish.
tell
saying,
you,
bro,
bro. I
if
know
you
where we at. You're here. You're sitting here defending fucking billionaires, bro.
you earn that shit, you fucking deserve it.
Yeah,
I don't
they
think
earned it
because you
because they
earn
earned it the right way, though. They didn't exploit nobody. They didn't take nobody's land. They didn't inherit it from daddy, who did it off the backs of
you talking about
slaves.
some
They
200
didn't
years
do it.
ago
They
shit
didn't
now.
do it. Nike didn't make their fucking
Oh,
sneakers and
Ty, you be
sweatshops.
saying
Apple
some
didn't do.
shit.
Yo,
You
bro, you
said
It
tripping,
happened
bro.
200 years ago. That's
You tripping, bro.
like
You
we exploit
tripping,
nobody's land.
bro. You
I'm
Like
sorry.
tripping, bro.
No,
You tripping,
no.
bro.
I'm sorry.
it's business to take your
You
take your
tripping,
fucking
bro.
product somewhere, get it made cheaper, and sell it somewhere else. That's
Right.
how that's
Even
capitalism,
if
bro.
it's child labor, even if it's a
Listen,
sweatshop, right?
yes. Guess what?
He
You
said
know what?
yes. This
Guess
nigga
what's
crazy.
guess where it's probably made in a fucking sweatshop.
With what?
Guess them hats that y'all wearing right now. Guess where they were probably made. Them fucking
Yeah, I
hats
know.
that
We
y'all wearing, guess where
capitalists.
they
We're
were
in the
made.
matrix. I'm aware of that. It doesn't mean we can't critique the system.
How
Just
about
because
this?
we were born and living here doesn't mean we can't critique it.
How about y'all just go outside, rip off the fucking straw, and wear fucking straw outfits for the rest
Don't
of y'all
nobody
fucking
want to do
lives?
that. I just want a
Okay,
living wage.
then
I
what
don't
the
want all
fuck?
that. I
Why
want
this
living
shit gotta
wage.
be?
I want universal health coverage. I want more into Social Security. I want to make sure that child care is much more cheaper and affordable for parents. That's the kind of shit I want. Shit that
All right,
affects my quality of life and the people around me.
we got to wrap
And
this
we
up.
have the money to do that. We have the
Yo,
money to do that.
We
so
gotta wrap this up, guys.
to bring it up, I want to. So let me. I'm gonna go to bring it all back. Right.
Yo, we
Circle
ain't even
around.
talking about Eddie. Yo, Eddie,
No.
rest in peace, bro. I'm so sorry you got gunned down. No, I'm so sorry, bro. Like, damn, man.
I'm gonna bring it all back. I got you, bro. So to make that connection, right? So we started off. We watched the video of the people looting, right?
Yeah.
A society without those resources, a capitalist society, when you have such a disparity between the rich and the poor, you're gonna have that need for to try to close that gap by any means necessary. I'm not saying that like con- contributing to the communities and these corporations having to get back and us having like basic human rights and human needs like universal healthcare, all of that good stuff is going to fix like crime, like where we're going to live in a utopia. We just know for a fact it can be better than this, and there's histories of that. Like when people had livable wage, when we had factories in this country, when a motherfucker could make a one, like you could raise your family, so you didn't have to just rely on the school, all of this other stuff, like you could do all this stuff. So I say all that to say that's the what we just ended it with is the reason why this stuff happens in this country is this capitalist societies where these bored ass kids don't have nothing to do, they don't have education. So let's fix that.
I would say they don't got no dads, but okay.
But yeah,
But
that's it.
so yeah, Joe, finish us off.
No Picks Podcast, y'all. Let us know what y'all think, because this conversation could easily go another couple
Yeah,
hours. But we was
yeah,
trying to keep this on for like a half, but it was getting so good. And listen, brother, even if we disagree, we love each. It's all love here,
no,
right?
I'm listening.
I love that we all have different
No,
perspectives
yeah,
because it actually generates more. So this shit, we about to clip this shit up. This is about to go. It's
yeah.
about to go up. But no, that's it, man. No Picks Podcast. Let us know what you guys think about Eddie. Let us know what you think about the case. Do you think the police were at fault? Was the officer? Was it okay for his case to be dismissed? Let us know how you feel about the current state of gun culture, of police culture, policing in the states. How do you feel about capitalism, our economy, living wages, anything that we discuss? Tune in, get active. This was great. We had Gio here tonight, so thank you for joining us, brother. Hopefully, it'll be one of more. There'll be more visits in the future because I love when you come on the show with us.
I'm
But
around like a
that's it,
circle,
y'all.
man.
No Picks podcast. Gio, make sure you give us your info so I could like link it in the bottom too. If you got a business or something like that, we can shout. Or you want to shout it out if you got a business or something, right quick?
Oh no, not right
Marketing,
now, man.
anything?
I'm good.
All
Oh,
right.
yeah, yeah, we
Well,
do
we'll link
business.
up.
Yeah,
We'll put
we
all the info.
yeah.
I got you, bro. All right. Well, I'm good. All right, y'all. Y'all be
All
safe.
right.